So good morning. I'm actually going to have you guys start on your back and just in Shavasana to start. so, so yeah, just just kind of lay down. And do close your eyes though. If you want to, you can bring your hands on your belly just to kind of feel the breath moving in and out. Perhaps even deepen your breath a bit. Feel your spine gently move a little bit with your breath. Perhaps you can even imagine it growing a bit longer. Did something that I hadn't done for a while, and that is turn on the news this morning. And it's so upsetting. I found myself, my heart rate going up, my breathing rate going up. And so I decided just to sit and calm myself down and meditate for a few minutes. Pretty soon it worked. I know that I can't change the world, but I can stay calm, perhaps impact this little corner of the world by being calm, changing my outlook to being a little more positive. These times, tumultuous times, it's all we can do. We all remember to stay calm, look for the beauty, look for the grace. And please open your eyes, bend your knees. Well, you can keep your eyes closed if you want. Sometimes you feel better with your eyes closed. Feel your body better with your eyes closed. As you bend your knees, just notice what happens to your spine. And then very gently draw the rib cage back. So it feels like your low ribs kind of engage, draw closer to each other, but don't lose the little curve in your back doing this. And then lift your shins up parallel to the floor and flex your feet. Feel a nice long back of neck. And then bring your hands on your thighs and push up and away and resist. And just notice, can I still breathe here? Or am I working too hard? Keep thinking long spine. Feel a little work in your core there. So rib cage is back. Low belly kind of draws up, but mostly lengthening. One more breath. And then just hug your knees in. Oh, that feels good, right? And then just kind of move your knees side to side, because that's a lot of work on your hip flexors as well as your abdominals. And then let's do that again. So bring the shins parallel, flex the feet, just engage the rib cage back, press up and away. And then just bring both hands to the left thigh and extend your right leg long. And you decide how low it should be. Just go where it feels like work, but not too much work. And you can hold the core just where you want it. Good. On your next exhale, bend the right knee with your hands and wait until your core is engaged, and then extend the left leg. Good. And then hug your knees in again. Ooh, release. That's what I'm talking about, that release. It works with muscle energy too, not just with mental energy. Feel yourself getting all uptight, using all that muscular energy, and then that release feels quite nice. I should have told you this before you started, but I want you to grab one block, and ooh, I have a tough block that's heavy. So, and then lay back down. And bring the block between your hands and activate your legs are gonna be long. You can bring them feet flat if that's better for you, but I'm gonna keep mine long. And then extend your arms straight up and just a little pressure on the block. And then think rib cage stays back, engage the legs, the belly. Don't press the low back down. Just keep that engagement in the core, and then stretch the block up over your head. And don't touch it down, just hold it there and see if you can hold the rib cage back. Engaging the shoulders and breathing. Good. And now bring the block slowly back up, pressing. And then move it forward and just lift your head and shoulders up. Keep squeezing the block. And then lay back down, bring the block vertical again. Engage the rib cage again. And slowly bring the block over, up and over your head. Don't let it touch down, just hover it there. Keep thinking engagement in the core. And then again, bring it slowly upright, and then keep it moving forward as you lift your head and shoulders, maybe even round through the upper back. tucking your chin. If you'll work in a different place. Pressing the legs down. Good, slowly lower. Bring the block upright, rest for a moment. And then we'll do it one more time. So engage, rib cage back. Slowly extend the block up and over your head. Arms are fully lengthened if that's possible. My block weighs like 5 pounds a piece. I should have grabbed the lighter one. Oh, that feels really nice. Lift your heart a little bit as you press on the block. Good. And then last time, slowly bring it up. And then just follow it forward, kind of reaching for your toes, head and shoulders lift. And then if you want to, you can lift all the way up. Woo, you guys did it. I knew you could. Touch your toes. And then roll all the way back down. And then when you have your arms straight up, just reach your feet up and put that block between your feet. Bring your hands by your hips. Squeeze the block. I'm going to put mine this way. So it's about hip distance apart. Squeeze. And now think rib cage back, low belly up, and just as you squeeze the block, slowly lower the feet towards the floor. Till you feel like, oh, that's enough work in my core. Hold there. One more breath. And slowly bring it back up. Relax for a moment. Don't relax so much that the block flops on you, but and we'll do that 2 more times. So rib cage back, lots of engagement. Feel the work in your core, but also in your legs as you squeeze the block. Lower it down. Next, exhale, bring the block slowly up. Feel the release. And then last time, squeeze, engage the core, lower. And bring the block up. And this time, move it out and drop it to the side somewhere. Hug your knees in. And just roll up to seated. And then come on up to standing. Interlace your hands. Feet are firmly planted. Press the palms forward and stretch up. Feel a stretch in your core, but don't let your ribs pop out. So keep them stretched and then arc to your right. Should feel good after all that. And come on up and over to the left. Because that felt so good, let's do it one more time. And up and over to the left. And come on back up. Release your hands. And just bring hands to heart center. And as you do, come down to a chair pose. Now, get in your chair. You can even bring your hands on your knees if you want. But I want you to notice, can I draw my rib cage back? Can I keep the sits bones back, rib cage back, low belly up? And so you're staying more upright. You're really working your core and your legs. And then maybe stretch your arms by your ears. You still have rib cage back, low belly's drawing up. You're lengthening through the back of the neck. One more breath. And then bring your hands to your knees and just slide your hands down to the floor, forward fold. And take a few breaths there. Hopefully this feels like a release, but you're still working your legs. Maybe bend one knee and the other. And then go ahead and come down to all fours position. And just work through some cow and cat. Just go slow. I want you to really feel like you're rounding completely in cat. And when you do, maybe even tucking your chin a little bit. Same way with cow, just lengthen up through the top of your head. Just kind of notice. Good. And then next time you're in a flat back position, just check your hands, check your knees, and extend just your right leg. And then notice, do I have my rib cage drawing back to really engage the core and stay stable? And then add the left arm. Point and flex your foot one time, and then release. Switch sides. Left leg, core strength, right arm. Flex and point one time, and release. Good, let's go back to the first side. Right leg, rib cage is engaged, left arm. Stay for 2 breaths. And release. Good. Left leg, right arm, rib cage engaged, low belly drawing up. 2 breaths. And release. Good. Back to the first side. Right leg, left arm. Really focusing on core strength, keeping everything engaged, but lengthening, even the back of the neck lengthening. And release. Good. Last time, left side, left leg, right arm. Really focusing on that core strength. And release. Good. Sit back to a child's pose, stretching your toes long. Feel the release. Disengaging of the core, just breathing. Feeling the stretch in the ankles, the knees, the hips. And then please stretch your arms long. And then come on up to your first downward facing dog. Just take a minute here. Feeling the engagement in your shoulders. And just trying to find that nice long spine. Sits bones back and up. And then slide forward to plank pose. And stay for a breath. And on the exhale, push back downward facing dog. Inhale, come back to plank. Stay for 2 breaths. Broaden the clavicles. Lengthen the back of the neck. And push back downward facing dog. Inhale, back to plank. Spread the weight on your fingers. Stay for 3 breaths this time. And on the exhale, lower down to the mat. You can lower knees first if you need to. And then just stretch your arms straight. And can you still reach your block? Grab one block. Bring it between your hands. Stretch your feet long. Block between hands, the wider width. And then lift your head and shoulders, and then maybe the block. You're going to feel work in your back. Rib cage stays back though. Maybe lift the feet if you're feeling it. Squeeze the block. And release. Good job. Slide your hands back. And 3 times, just lift on up to cobra with your breath. You feel like a piece of cake after that. Good. And then push all the way back. Child's pose. Feel that release. Feel your heart rate going back down. And please come on up to all fours. I'm going to have you grab your blocks to bring them under your hands. You can either go lower height or medium height. And then come up to a downward facing dog there. Noticing your shoulders, those shoulder blades on the back. Broaden the clavicles, hollow armpits. And then extend your right leg. Three-legged dog. Hips stay square. Use your core, really strong core, to then step that foot through to deep lunge. Stretch out your foot. And then go ahead and lower the back knee. Hug to the midline so you feel really stable. And then just bring your hands back by your hips so they're pointing towards your back foot. Keep your hips square, your shoulders square. You're going to feel it. A little stretch in your hip flexor. Left side. Draw your right hip crease back. Good. And then think core to come upright. So rib cage back. Come upright and then stretch up. Anjane Asana. And touch down. Lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. And step it through to that deep lunge. Take a moment there. Lifting and lowering the heel a little bit, stretching the calf out. And then lower the back knee. Hug to the midline. So hug the heel back, the knee forward. And then keeping that same angle, stretch your arms back. Don't let your knee support you though. Your knee supports you, but you're not laying on it. You're working core to lengthen the back of your neck, rib cage back, and then slowly come upright and stretch up Anjane Asana. And just kind of reverse what you did. Slide the hips back, lean forward, and touch down. Good. Lift the back knee and step forward to a forward fold. And next, inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Good. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step all the way back to downward facing dog. Extend the right leg. Just pause there. Stretch out your left hamstring and glute, keeping the hips square. Keeping that core engaged, step the right foot through, deep lunge. Now you might have to bring the blocks to a higher height. You're just gonna reach the hips up and back to straighten the right leg. So don't let the right hip come off to the right. Keep everything aligned for Parsvottanasana. You can keep the left heel high if you want, or stretch through it a little bit. And maybe fold deeper if you're wanting more of a stretch. Good. Next, inhale, bend into the front knee and step back, downward dog. Extend the left leg. Step it through with a really strong engaged core. Keeping things aligned. Lift the hips up and back to straighten the front leg. Sits bones back and apart. Nice long spine. Hold deeper if you'd like. Good, and then bend into the front knee. Step forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Hands to heart center. Let's keep going. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step left foot back to a deep lunge. And check your alignment. Hug to the midline. Come up on fingertips. So you have that angle. Stretch your arms back. Think core engagement. So rib cage is back, low belly is drawing up. You know, all four corners of the right foot firmly planted. And then slowly come upright with that core engagement. Stretch up, crescent warrior. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Lengthen up and maybe arc to your right a little bit. Stretch back up. Release your hands by your hips again. Lean forward, hugging to the midline. Right hip crease stays back. Hover there. Good. Touch down. Deep lunge. Step forward. And switch right foot back. Deep lunge. Think left hip crease is back, hugging to the midline. Core engagement. Extend your arms back by your hips. Keep that angle. Think low belly up. Rib cage back. Long back of neck. And then slowly come upright and stretch up. Crescent warrior. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Lengthen up and maybe arc to your left. Just go where it feels like a nice stretch. And come back up. Release the hands by the hips. Lean forward, hover there. Low belly up, rib cage back. And touch down. Nice. Step back to a downward facing dog. And just set the blocks off for a moment because we're going to do a vinyasa. Or if you're ready, you can take a child's pose. Wait for your inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. And push up and back, downward facing dog. Stay for a breath because we're going to do that again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. Last time on your inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. And lower to your knees and bring those blocks back under your hands. And come on up. Downward facing dog. And then walk your feet up between the blocks. Forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. And grab your blocks and bring them straight forward of the little toe side and bring them to the higher height so that you're almost in an L shape. You might have to bend your knees to get there. You decide. So your hands are under your shoulders. Good. Now, extend your right leg straight back. Hips stay square to the floor. Shoulders stay square. Think rib cage back. Sits bones stay back. Weight right in the middle of your left foot, and then extend the left arm. You'll work in your hamstring, your glute. Think long back of neck. Really core work here. One more breath. And touch the hand and the foot down. Widen the feet a little bit. Come down to a deep squat. Feel okay? Okay. Good. And then let's come back up for the second side. So just make sure that the weight's in your feet. You might have to bend the knees, like I said. Extend the left leg. Rib cage back. Low belly draws up, but sits bones stay back. Long back of neck. Add the right arm. Use those glutes, but use the core mostly. One more breath. And touch down. Good. Bring the blocks back by your feet. And please step your left foot back to deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. And make your way to a warrior two. Little hip opener. Feeling I really just want you to feel your core strength here. So rib cage back, shoulder blades on the back, broaden the clavicles, low belly draws up. And then just a sweet reverse to all that core length. And come back, warrior two. And windmill down. Deep lunge, turn that back heel up. And please step forward. Switch sides, right foot back, round the back foot down, windmill up, warrior two. Feel the core strength. So low belly draws up. Sits bones stay back and apart, rib cage back, long back of neck, broaden the clavicles. All four corners of both feet firmly planted. Reverse. And back to warrior two. And please windmill down. Turn the back heel up and step back. Down dog. And one more vinyasa. So set the blocks off. You can take child's pose if you're needing it. Inhale to plank. Exhale down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. And push back to all fours. Swivel your feet to one side and come to a seated position. Your feet flat. And I'm going to have you reach your hands back with the fingers turned out and make sure your hands are wide enough on the mat. And then think to yourself, rib cage back, shoulder blades are on the back, but I'm really engaging the core. And then I'm going to lift my heart and lift my hips. Parsvottanasana or Purvottanasana. Keep looking forward and then lower down. Good. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Keep that same lifted heart position, active core, and lift up to Navasana. You can either shins parallel, stretch them all the way up. And then bend the knees, plant the feet, reach those hands back again. If it feels okay for you to turn the fingers forward, you can. Just make sure they're wide enough. Think rib cage back, long spine, curve in the low back, lift the heart, lift the hips, broaden the clavicles. And lower down. Good. Hands behind the thighs. Lift the legs. Navasana. Lift the heart. Bend the knees, feet flat. Reach the hands back. Like rib cage back. Broaden the clavicles. Lift. Purvottanasana. If it feels like you're strong enough in your neck to keep that long back of neck, and you can extend your head long. Can. Looking straight up. Good. Lift the head back up and lower down. Last time. Navasana. Extend the legs. If you're up for it, bring both hands to the right side. Back through center. Both hands to the left side. to center and release. Good. This time just kind of hug forward. I'm going to have you do one more thing. So make sure you're in the middle of your mat. Extend your legs long. If you want to, you can use the block. We did this before. Going to bring the block up, squeeze it. Start by tucking your chin, round your upper back, and then slowly keeping that core engagement lower to the mat. Maybe extend the arms over the head. Don't let your rib cage pop out. And then just leave the block back there and hug your knees in. Take a moment to just feel a release. And then bring your arms to cactus or goalpost this time of year. Make sure shoulder blades are on the back. Engage by hugging your feet and your knees together. And then let the knees roll to the right side, just keeping really engaged. Keep the left shoulder blade down, just to a spot that feels like work, and you can still hold it though. Hugging the right leg into the left. Good. Come back to center. Switch. You'll feel a curve in the low back, but really engaging the rib cage back. Hover there for a moment. Come back to center. One more time to the right, just to a spot where you can hold it. It feels like work, but you're able to keep your core. Good. Back to center. Left side. Hug left knee into right. Left foot into right. Over. And come back to center. And this time go all the way to the right, but let the knees come down and release. So just let gravity take over. Maybe even turn your head to the left. And then switching sides. Look the right leg into the left. Bring the knees up and over to the left side. Feel a little release, like gravity is taking over. Perhaps turn your head to the right. And then bringing the knees back up to center. Bring the feet down to the mat side by side. Let your knees open wide. Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly. Hands on your belly if you'd like. Noticing the breath. Breath moves in and out. And bringing the knees up. Spread the feet a little bit wider. Bring your left ankle over your right thigh. Make sure your right foot's centered by your right sits bone. Bring your hands by your hips. And then lift to Sati Bandha with this configuration. Just opening that hip a little bit more, lifting the heart, and then lower down and switch. So left foot's down, right ankle's across right thigh. Press into the foot, lift on up. One-footed Satubana with the hip opener. And release back down. Feel the release unwind. Go ahead and stretch out for Shavasana. Noticing the release as you breathe. Every exhale always helps me relax. Remember, okay, things are probably happening the way they're supposed to. Allowing the earth to support you. Allowing your muscles and ligaments to relax. As you continue to relax, I just wanted to share some words from Marianne Williamson. Today, I bless those I am tempted to judge. In denying love to anyone, I deny myself a miracle. In withholding forgiveness from anyone, I withhold it from myself. Today, I think of someone I am tempted to judge, to blame, to criticize, and I remember he or she is a child of God. If any of us are beloved by God, then all of us are beloved by God. May I see all things through the eyes of God, that I might know their innocence and mine. And start to move. When you're ready, take your time. Shift on up to seated. And hands to heart center. Thank you for being a calm presence this morning. Not only can I feel it, but I believe the whole world can feel that. Namaste. Have a fabulous rest of your day.